recommend bringing your boppy pillow, but if you have your reason why. Hey my friends, it's Lily. I am back. I'm back on the YouTube bandwagon. I promised you guys in my We're Alive video that I was going to have a focus on breastfeeding for the rest of this month. There's only 2 weeks left, but I am committed to giving you guys these videos. So as I mentioned in my last video, my sister just had a baby and I was reminded of a good topic to talk about, which is breastfeeding in the hospital. Today I'm going to share a few tips of what to expect and just kind of just some little insight from your first experience breastfeeding your baby. It's going to be in the hospital. So the first thing I want to talk about is I want you guys to think about your why. Why is it so important to breastfeed to you? What are the benefits? What is it, is it something that you're like super passionate about? Have you been reading a lot about it? Like, why is it so important to you? The reason I want you to know your why is because it may get difficult in the hospital. Your baby may not latch on. You may have complications. It may be painful. But if you have your reason why, then it will give you the mental strength you need to just continue forward and doing whatever it takes to be a breastfeeding mother. So that is one of the first things I want you to know. I recommend bringing your boppy pillows or your breast friend pillows for C-sections. The breast friend boppies, they have a Velcro snap. You're able to just bring it up above your incision. Those worked awesome for me. I brought it and I used it. So I really recommend bringing those to the hospital. It's gonna just help make your breastfeeding experience just easier and you won't have to worry about like stacking pillows and making it right. Don't worry about bringing your nursing pads and your nursing bras to the hospital. Honestly, you may most likely, this is what I did, my sister did this, most people I know, you don't bother putting on a bra in the hospital. You can pack it, but I promise you, you may end up not using it. It's just so much easier for your first time experience to not have to worry about a bra and you could just like bring down your gown and bam, latch your baby right on. So your first time nursing your baby will most likely be after, when you're in recovery, after they've cleaned the baby off and they've bundled it up and then they'll bring it to you. Some people I've heard, like right straight from the womb, they put the baby on their chest and they're able to nurse. That would be awesome. I would love that. But for the most part, it may happen just when you're in recovery. So at that time, try to make sure and have either somebody that's really educated and knows what they're doing, who recently had a baby, because moms forget, or call your lactation nurse. Make sure that she's there for the first, usually that's how it is. They'll bring the lactation nurse to teach you how to breastfeed. And she's going to teach you all these different positions and everything. Now remember, your milk isn't going to come in for like 3 to 5 days after you give birth. So it most likely is not going to happen in the hospital unless you're there a longer amount of time. The baby is going to be feeding from your colostrum that comes out of your breast, and that's what they're going to eat, and it's wonderful. You guys are going to love your first time breastfeeding experience. Now, one thing that I want you to keep in mind is that baby, you need to make sure that your baby latches on correctly from the beginning. You may want the baby to like, right when they like open their mouth a little bit, like try to latch them right on. Something that someone told me is you want to make sure that baby has their mouth wide open, like they're going in for a double cheeseburger. So you want to wait till they have their mouth wide open like that, and then you're going to bring them in. And again, this isn't a video on, how to breastfeed, just what to expect. You may have to deal with, the nurses are going to ask you, do you want to bottle feed or breastfeed? If you're 100% breastfeeder, make sure and tell them. And also, I recommend telling your nurses how much it means to you to breastfeed. That way, if times get tough, and if anything, they're just not like constantly tempting you to bottle feed or just saying, oh, you're having a hard time, let me know if you want to bottle feed. Like, just tell them not to even mention it to you, that you really want to try your hardest. And for the most part, you guys, you're going to have nurses that, they will be 100% supportive, but just in case, just let your nurses know how important it is to you. That way they will support you and not, tempt you if times get tough. Do not be afraid to call your lactation nurse for anything. There's no stupid question. You're new at this. Just do not be afraid to call her whenever you need, and they are more than happy to come down and to help you and to give you little tips and tricks, and it works. They really are awesome, because like I said, even me as a new mom, I forgot, or like, I'm helping my sister in the beginning. You do have to kind of like massage the breast and really get that out, pinch it. Just pinch it all the way down to your nipple to get that first little drop out. And you know, I had kind of forgot about those things. I was like remembering as I was going through it, but then of course the lactation nurse comes and she tells you, oh, put your hand like this. So there's just things that you forget, and that's why I just really recommend having them. And then lastly, you guys, this happened to my sister. Her baby was dropping weight. It's normal for the baby to drop anywhere from 8 to 10 ounces after birth. Her baby had dropped 11 ounces, so he's right there on the border of, you know, not being a problem to being a problem. So he just wasn't really responding to the breastfeeding that much in the hospital. Like he wasn't. So they ended up giving him a bottle. And I just want to tell you guys, if you have to end up giving your baby a bottle in the hospital, it is not the end of the world. I just want you to know that it could be a possibility. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to research what formula you think would be best. If you did have to go that route, which is the healthiest option, which formula could be an option. That way, if you do need to bottle feed, you're using the formula that you feel comfortable. Don't bring it to the hospital. Don't bring it as a backup plan. I don't want you to even think about having that as your plan B. I want you to really just focus in and just be, you know, committed to breastfeeding. But just know, like, if you have to send a family member or your husband to the Walgreens to pick up that formula should your baby need it, just be educated on what formula is the best option for you and what you feel is the best for your baby. So that's it, guys. That's just a little bit about what to expect. Don't give in. Know that it is going to be a little bit of work. Just know that. If you know that going into it and your baby doesn't latch on right away, just know, okay, this is normal. Don't get frustrated. I promise you it's the most beautiful experience, bonding experience you will have with your baby. Next video, I'm going to be doing a video on some tips that I do to make breastfeeding easier for me. So look out for that video. Let me know your hospital breastfeeding experiences down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. It takes more than